Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'da habitha fillah. The question was asked, how can a single woman seek knowledge and gain knowledge from a Saudi university? Related to this are many issues at hand, and as we've mentioned, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Talab al-ilm faridatun ala kulli Muslim wa Muslima." That seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every male Muslim and female Muslim, and that we all need knowledge of what is obligatory upon us, like tahara and salat and zakat if you have wealth, fasting the month of Ramadan, Hajj and Umrah if you are able to make the pilgrimage, and all of those things. And if you do business, then you need to know what's lawful regarding tijara, and so on and so forth. So there's knowledge has different levels. There's knowledge which is wajib, that's an obligation upon every Muslim, and that includes tawheed and aqidah, issues of aqidah and creed, and those other issues that we mentioned that we all need to know and have knowledge of. And then there's other knowledge which can be mustahab or fard, a kifaya. As long as someone has this knowledge in the community, then it is not a sin upon the rest. So knowledge has different levels. That's one thing. Another point to consider as far as coming to Saudi Arabia, although rules and laws are changing rapidly as we speak, up until now, as far as I know, that a woman cannot come here to seek knowledge without a mahram, without a guardian. So she either needs to be married or she needs to come with her brother or her father. And that's generally, basically the way it's been in Saudi Arabia for quite some time, except for women who are working and so forth. So they have sort of different rules and regulations with regards to that. As far as seeking knowledge and one who really has the raghba and desire, if they have the means and they wish to go, the world is wasi'ah. There are many other Muslim lands that make it much easier to seek knowledge than Saudi Arabia and have many more opportunities. As long as one goes to a place that teaches and is not going to taint you with incorrect aqidah and creed. There are places in Egypt, there are places in even Morocco, there are places in even Indonesia, Mauritania, all over the world, in fact, Sudan, and it would be up to the person to connect with the appropriate people who can show them and tell them where they can go and who they can study with that is going to teach them from the Book of Allah and the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with the understanding of the Salaf of this Ummah. Then there's another issue that arises with being a single woman. And when we've asked the scholars, and they've been asked countless times about women making hijrah, for example, and hijrah is obviously different in a different class than this situation. For those ulama that say that it's an obligation or dependent on the particular fatwa or the particular balad, the particular country the person's leaving from, that if it is an obligation upon them and the woman wishes to make hijrah, or even if it's not an obligation. For example, one example would be, I know Sheikh Muqbil, Imam Muqbil, Allah yarhamuhu, gave fatwa to at least one sister that I recall, and that was over 20 years ago, for her to make hijrah from America without a mahram, and I believe his fatwa was based on that it was a necessity, or maybe that it was wajib, maybe he felt it was wajib, so she was able to make hijrah and go to Damaj and have a mahram in Damaj. So the situation regarding seeking knowledge, and if it is not an obligation upon you to necessarily go and do talab al-ilm like that, especially now with the situation being that there's so many different means of seeking knowledge. For example, the internet. You can study books, countless books. You can study Arabic to where that will open up doors to more books and more audio. The ulama, their durus are there, their fatawa are there. Everything is there, and it's accessible to the Arabic speaker, especially. But even the English speaker can gain immense benefit, and they can take their religion to another level and get what they need to know. So from my understanding and from my asking questions like these in the past to some of the ulama, that then that situation, it would obviously not be an obligation, nor would it be necessarily permissible to travel without a mahram, that you should have a guardian. So some of the ulama, they suggest then that the single woman, if she's in a situation like that, that she should get married. If she wants to go to make hijrah to a Muslim land, or she wants to seek knowledge, that that is another option for those sisters. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. So it's very important to reflect as an individual what's best for your situation, and realize that there are other places to go if you have the opportunity and can get a mahram or what have you to accompany you. There are other places to go that are much easier to get into and to study, where Saudi is very difficult, especially for a single woman. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.